Mercedes-Benz isn't just a car brand. It's a symbol of power, luxury, and perfection. Today, it's worth over $80 billion, driven by billionaires, presidents, and icons. But here's what most people don't know. This empire was built by a man who once went to sleep hungry. And even darker, the same company that represents elegance today once profited from one of the darkest periods in human history. This is the story of innovation, obsession, and a truth the world often forgets. A boy with nothing. In 1844, in a small German town, a boy was born into poverty. His name was Karl Benz. His father was a locomotive driver, barely earning enough to survive. And when Karl was just 2 years old, his father died, leaving behind nothing, no money, no security, only struggle. But his mother refused to let that define him. Even when they had almost nothing, she invested everything into one thing, his education. And that changed everything. The obsession began. By the age of 15, Karl Benz entered a top engineering university. There, he met a man who would reshape his thinking, Friedrich Rettenbacher. At a time when the world believed in steam engines, his professor believed something radical. Steam was the past. That idea ignited something inside Benz. While others improved trains, Benz imagined something crazy, a car that didn't need horses. People laughed at him, because back then, the idea of a self-moving vehicle sounded insane. But Benz didn't stop. Failure after failure. After graduating at just 19, Benz struggled for years, job after job, failure after failure, until finally in 1871 he started his own company. But it quickly turned into a disaster. His business partner was unreliable. The company ran out of money. Even their tools were seized by authorities. Everything was collapsing. Until someone stepped in. A woman named Bertha Benz. She wasn't just his wife, she was his lifeline. Using her own money, she bought out the failing partner and saved the company. Without her, there would be no Mercedes-Benz today. The first real car. While struggling financially, Benz kept working on his dream, and in 1885, he finally did it. He built the world's first practical automobile, a three-wheeled machine powered by gasoline. It wasn't perfect. It was slow, unreliable, and strange-looking, but it worked, and that changed history forever. Still, nobody believed in it, so once again, Bertha stepped in. In 1888, without telling Karl, she secretly took the car and drove over 100 kilometers, the first long-distance road trip in history. She solved problems along the way, invented the first brake lining, and proved the car actually worked. That moment created the automobile industry. Success, then betrayal. As Benz's inventions grew, so did investor interest, but that came with a cost. In 1882, his company was turned into a corporation, and Karl lost control. He owned just 5%. His own company no longer listened to him. Frustrated, he walked away. Imagine that, the man who invented the car being ignored by his own company. But he didn't quit. He started again. The birth of a giant. Benz built a new company. This time it worked. At the same time, another genius was rising, Gottlieb Daimler. Two pioneers, two separate companies, one shared vision, the future of automobiles. After years of competition, economic crisis forced them to unite. In 1926, they merged, creating Mercedes-Benz. And just like that, the modern car industry was born. The dark chapter. But then, history took a dark turn. In 1933, Adolf Hitler rose to power. He wanted to showcase German superiority to the world, and Mercedes-Benz became his tool. The company received massive government support. They built powerful racing machines, dominating global motorsports. Hitler himself rode in a grosser Mercedes. But that wasn't the worst part. War and forced labor. When World War II began, everything changed. Mercedes-Benz stopped making luxury cars. Instead, they built military trucks, aircraft engines, war machines. And to meet demand, they made a brutal decision. They used forced labor. Prisoners of war, captured civilians, concentration camp detainees. Thousands of people forced to work under inhumane conditions. By 1944, nearly half of their workforce was made up of forced laborers. Many didn't survive. This wasn't innovation. This was exploitation. Collapse and redemption. After the war ended in 1945, Germany was destroyed, and so was Mercedes-Benz. Factories bombed, assets seized, reputation shattered. They had to start again, from nothing. Slowly, painfully, they rebuilt. By focusing on quality, engineering, and trust, they made a comeback. By the 1950s, Mercedes-Benz was once again rising. The legacy. Today, Mercedes-Benz stands as one of the most powerful car brands in the world, a symbol of success. But behind that symbol is a story most people never hear. A poor boy who refused to give up, a woman who made history possible, and a company that carries both brilliance and darkness in its legacy. Because history isn't black and white. Even the greatest innovations can come with consequences. The question is, do we remember the full story or only the parts that shine? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe to Framework Prime for more stories that uncover the truth behind power, money, and history.